Welcome to Parenting Kids and Dogs 101, a limited series podcast for parents who live with kids and dogs, or plan to. I'm your host, Michelle Stern, the founder of Pooch Parenting. I'm not just a certified professional dog trainer and former teacher, I'm a mom too. In each episode of this series, I hope you feel like I'm chatting with you, one parent to another, about life with kids and dogs, answering common questions my clients ask me, and giving you simple solutions to make your life easier and safer. I hope you'll subscribe and join me for the whole series. And don't forget to grab the accompanying workbook at poochparenting.net/podcast workbook. Enjoy! In episode 8, I'll be talking about how to safely introduce your new baby to your dog. This is a huge question, and it has a lot of importance to the confidence that you have when you're going to be living with a dog and baby together. So a lot of people want to prepare ahead of time. Some people don't know they can prepare ahead of time. And a lot of people are really worried about how their dog is going to respond when they come home with their new bundle of joy. So we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of big categories such as safety, and we're going to talk about social media because I think that plays a big part in the expectations we have for what these types of interactions should look like. Let's start with social media trends because I have some pretty strong feelings about this. I blame social media for putting too much pressure on these first types of interactions. And a lot of people believe that this new experience of bringing home baby to your pet dog should be social media worthy. And because of that, people often put their infant at risk because they're trying to get a cute video or a cute photo that they can share online. Now, it is normal to try to show that your life is going well and that you are having great experiences. And we want to show off our pride and joy, right? If you love your dog and you obviously are so proud of this new baby that you just made, you want to share it with the world. And what could be cuter than the combination of a dog and baby? Unfortunately, social media often sets up these trends and these expectations that your dog should be totally relaxed when you're bringing home a baby, and also that things should look super cute together, and that it's always going to be safe when your dogs and babies are together. Unfortunately, that's not always true. And so I want to absolve you of this responsibility of producing social media content. And I'd like to encourage you to consider that this is just one moment in time. You bringing home your infant to meet your dog is 1 minute in one day in a lifetime that they have to build a relationship together. So I think that we should all, as a culture, take away some of the pressure of this single moment. The first thing that I'd like you to do is to put your phone down. You don't need to capture this moment. And if it's really important that you do capture the moment for personal reasons, then maybe somebody else can take the video. A grandparent, for example, who has no responsibility in this moment for handling the dog or handling the baby or ensuring safety. Maybe they're just there to support you as you come home and see your dog for the first time after having your baby. But otherwise, I don't want the phone and catching videos to be the most important piece of this experience. I want you to really enjoy it and focus on safety. If you like what you're hearing so far, don't forget to grab the free workbook that comes with this limited podcast series. All you need to do is head over to my website, poochparenting.net/podcast workbook. I mentioned safety a couple of times, and that's because sometimes the unexpected can happen. So, for example, you might have had a traumatic birth, or you might have required a C-section. And in this case, the safety often applies to you because your dog will be so excited to see you after your absence that they may be very enthusiastic. They may jump up, and we need to take care of your body because you're going to be sore after the experience that you just endured. So in this case, safety relates to the parent who gave birth. Now, safety also can relate to your infant, and we want to make sure that your dog isn't overly enthusiastic, can accidentally knock into the baby, step on the baby, etc. Sometimes also, dogs may have an unexpected predatory response to an infant. This is uncommon, but it is not impossible. And the high-pitched wailing sounds that some infants demonstrate can be really difficult for some dogs, especially with a predatory history. So you may not have expected a response like this, but I just want to put it out there as a possibility because when you know better, you do better. So knowing that safety could be an issue that you're going to have to manage when you come home, I just have a couple of pointers. I dive much deeper into this in my special live program called Pause to Pacifiers, where I help parents prepare dog for new baby. That program is offered only 3 times a year, so hopefully I hit you during one of your trimesters. But otherwise, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview here. First of all, it's great if you can say hi to your dog after your absence without the baby present. So maybe the baby is sitting in the car seat with one parent while the other parent goes in by themselves to say hello to the dog. Or you can say hi to the dog outside if you have somebody who has been watching your dog. But I'd like to make sure your dog is on a leash as they greet every person, so that we can make sure that we can gently lead the dog away if we feel that they're being overly enthusiastic. Then when you get inside the house, I'd encourage you to carry the baby in an infant seat and have the dog on the other side of the room, maybe even on the other side of a barrier with a leash on. And then we can gently, slowly bring the dog over to say hello. And I don't want the baby to be the focus of the dog's attention. So if the dog is staring or making you uncomfortable in any way or pulling towards the baby, gently lead them away. I'm totally okay if your dog wants to sniff the baby's feet, but we can count to 3, sniff, 1, 2, 3, let's go, and then we move the dog away. It's really important that you're fluent in dog body language during these special interactions, because if your dog is over-aroused, that's something that you want to recognize. Additionally, if your dog is trying to lick the baby, which I hear about all the time, it's really important that you understand that not all licks are kisses, and sometimes this may be a signal that your dog is stressed out. So if you'd like more support on how to prepare your dog for baby and how to read these subtle signs, make sure you learn more about my program, Pause to Pacifiers, so that I can be on your team as you get your dog ready for baby. I'll link to that program in the show notes, and if registration is not open at the time you're curious about it, be sure to get on the wait list so that you don't miss your chance for some personalized coaching. Thanks for listening. It's only natural for questions about our kids and dogs to arise from time to time, especially as our babies grow up and our dogs mature. And if I'm being honest, it's not really worth asking for free advice from friends or even online because you can't rely on the accuracy of the feedback you're getting. If you'd like to learn more about the Pooch Parenting Society, where I offer practical life and science-based tips and strategies, ongoing support, and a safe place to share, head on over to safekidsanddogs.com. From one parent to another, I see you, and I promise that you're not alone. Thanks for listening.